Hello everyone! Today we'll be doing a slightly different video because I basically have nothing and I'm just doing this to extend my streak. And as stupid as that sounds, I think the topic of today is actually interesting. It's, can you actually learn more from your wins than your losses? It's a discussion that came up a few weeks ago when I never actually tested it inside this game, so I want to see what I think now, considering I played a few off-season games that I wanted to use to get my mechanics back in order. Here I'm going to play against a cheesy Nightwolf that picks a variation no one plays. Technically though, no one actually plays the command grab variation with the teleport, so this is slightly less cheesy than what he could do. Anyway, let's look at what happens and what I could do better, because I think that's the general idea. Because you're more likely to remember wins fondly, you won't really notice the mistakes you make in them. So the idea is that even if you win, you should still pay attention to what you're doing wrong. And here I can honestly say I do absolutely nothing wrong. I go for the down 4, which is the safest opener in my mind, so I do it all the time. Then I immediately back off. He has no idea what he's doing because he's going back. If you go back against Jade, very few characters can actually do that. Most of them are teleporters for obvious reasons because they don't actually play the game. So yeah, immediately the game is pretty much fucked. I do my Shroud to counter his arrows, because that's what I think he's going to do. He keeps jumping in weirdly, so I finally react to it after the second consecutive jump, and now I'm going to catch him in the air and convert with the kick. So far I can't say I'm doing anything wrong. Here I predicted him to keep going forward, so I'm okay with this nitro kick. And now, as we get close, I expected one more attack, that's why I got up. So far everything's good, but because he didn't do the attack, his recovery frames were faster. He got me with a bit of a frame trap, so to speak. It's not really a frame trap, it's just a trick players use to get away with things in best of 1 series. Anyway, he catches me and then does the row that's special to this variation. Catches me again and cancels early to go for a grab, but I counter the grab and do my back 2. Which is a high attack, so he just ducks it and gets to take the turn back. But then I do the uppercut because Jade's uppercut is broken. Anyway, here I do 2 consecutive low projectiles, which I shouldn't have done. I should have gone for the anti-air because he already showed he's way too willing to jump, so this is an obvious mistake. And here I go for the overhead, and I don't have enough frames to do that. I should have noticed he likes to hit a lot of buttons, so I should have known there was just no time for the overhead. I thought I would have more time because he has to land, of course. Here he has me in the corner. Once again I do the counter grab. I try to catch him with the uppercut, doesn't work, so I go for the down 4. And here I catch him hitting buttons, so I get the crushing blow, and I'm just going to convert that into getting away from the corner. I do the down 1, which is really good. He blocks the string this time, but I forget about his fucking rolling move in this variation. So honestly, this is a stupid mistake that shouldn't really happen, but what can I say, no one plays this variation. Now I think he tries to catch me with the overhead, but this time I jump over, and of course he neutral jumps because he doesn't understand at this range I'm always going to win. So yeah, just a few mistakes in that round. I lost around 500 HP of course because it's Nightwolf and Nightwolf hits like a truck. Here I don't pay attention to the environment, so he gets to jump in on me and close the gap for free. This was a huge mistake by me. I give him all the control in the world, so yeah, this was pretty terrible. He does 300 damage for no reason because it's Nightwolf. Nice projectile. Here I go for the anti-air because he keeps jumping. I do the correct neutral jump to avoid his projectile. I catch him trying to dash. It's never going to work against my projectile. He jumps in twice and has just enough range to kick me, fair enough. Here once again I go for the back 2 because I keep expecting him to dash, but he keeps doing the down 3 I think, or down 4 to duck under it, which is pretty neat by him. It's I was about to say pretty cheap, but pretty neat sounded nicer, didn't it? I keep going for the anti-air projectile, but he stopped jumping, so I'm not even paying attention. I hit the bow for no reason. I should use the Shroud, here it is. And now he finally found his reflection, but I've played against a lot of Nightwolf, so the reflection alone isn't going to kill me. He's losing a lot of HP, I expect him to dash, so I keep trying to get away, and here this was a mistake by the way. Not a mistake, this was an accident. I didn't actually intend to do this, but it worked out. I catch him jumping, he doesn't catch me in the air. He's trying to get me to die to my own projectiles, which isn't going to happen, because if I can use my own Shroud to just deny that. Here he doesn't use the projectile, and he tries to use the environment one more time, it's just not going to work. I was ready for all his jumps, that's why I went for the anti-air. So honestly, I couldn't say I made too many big mistakes. I did lose a lot of HP, but I think that's more of a Nightwolf thing than a huge mistake. I think I used my bash pretty well. And here he just goes for another character because This happens in ranked as well. I don't know what's with people and changing characters. It's like they lose the game and they want it to be the character's fault, so they just switch immediately. I just don't understand players like this. They keep trying to get a cheap advantage with tricks you haven't seen before from a character. Basically like the thing he did with Nightwolf, where he hit me with the low I wasn't ready for because no one plays this variation. But now he switches to Air Jackie, and this basically shows he isn't playing Jackie or isn't a Jackie main, because any Jackie main will tell you right now this variation is completely worthless compared to the other one, the default one that has counter grabs. So yeah, this is much easier to deal with, but he still catches me with a cheap trick I didn't know would hit me because I always splash down 4. I catch him jumping once again. He does a roll but hits the uppercut. He gets a lucky jump over, so he once again works around my back 2, which should be a lot stronger than it looks, honestly. Here he's trying to stagger bullshit me, but he ends up on the wrong side, obviously his mistake, not mine. And here he does a bizarre throw when I delayed my wake up, so I catch him with the uppercut and I do a risky down 4. This is actually a mistake, I should pay attention, not just talk about my good points. This was actually a mistake. There was barely enough time for the down 4. I should have just done a down 1 and then did the down 4, it would have been much safer. So here I catch him jumping again, because that's what the Jackies think they can do, and you can't really jump against Jade. I fuck up, but I have enough time to block because he reacts too slow, and I'm going to eat a ton of damage. I think he can even convert into the Fatal, but he wanted to save it, so he just eats an uppercut for no reason. The back 2 once again doesn't help me. I eat a ton of damage, he mistimes his kick, and I just win out on the poke war. Honestly, I should have lost this round, made quite a few mistakes, so I kind of bullshitted this one. Here I go for the neutral jump and shurikens. Basically I do that because if I do the nitro kick and he ducks, it's bad news for me, and other than that, what am I going to do? The double overhits, and he's going to just block both of them, and still it's unsafe. So the safest thing I can actually do is the neutral jump and or back jump. And here I hit with a few projectiles. He gets in with the jump in, but then does the slow mid string because he wants to catch me not blocking, I guess. So I catch him with my Fatal. Here he gets to hit me because it's Jackie and 9 frame mids. Once again stagger bullshit, goes for the low, which is really risky because it's unsafe. I mistime my uppercut, which is actually a big deal. Here he catches me with the sketch kicks, but I start hitting the down 2 a lot more consistently. Once again, I try to catch him dashing in or jumping in, which is so weird because he doesn't do it. So once again I'm not paying attention. I think that's one of my biggest flaws. I don't pay enough attention inside the game. I have a predefined playstyle, so to speak. So yeah, I'm going to take a ton of damage again, but at least I have the bar to break away. Here I was ready to do something else, it didn't work. I eat the crushing blow because he catches me with the bullshit pseudo teleport. And yeah, the round is over. So he basically could have beaten me 2-0 and we could have gone to a third game, provided he pressed the rematch button, which I very much doubt he would have done, since he changed his character after losing one game. But in any case, here I get some distance and use my uppercut to catch him jumping in. I'm a lot more patient, he fucks up his string, he should have caught me. I didn't pay attention to the environment again, so once again consistent mistakes I'm making between the games. I catch him trying to jump again with the projectiles, and the nitro kick catches him because it's Jade, and what are you gonna do against the nitro kick? Honestly, that was a flawless round, and it didn't even feel like it, because I feel like I make a lot of mistakes, but what can you do? Oh no, I think it's a novel concept, learning more from your wins than your losses. I think actually, to be honest, you learn a lot more from losing, because when you lose you're doing a lot more mistakes, if you know what I mean. But I also get the idea that if you're just getting ultra shitstormed by someone, there's nothing really to learn, because at that point, who really cares? You're just that much worse than him that it doesn't really matter. So for example, if you play against someone that's 300-400 MMR over you, what are you going to do? Play the game? Of course not. They can just kill you with whatever way they want. So yeah, I think close wins may be more worth viewing than actual losses, but we'll see. I think it was a fun idea for a video and hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, see you next time. Hopefully next week we'll see how it goes, starting Season 10 this weekend. Anyway, bye.